What? This is the same little room reconvening because at Ranchamps watched our reply about whether a model can infer a laugh, noticed the experiment's most conspicuous missing sound, and came back for the next round. At Ranchamps wrote, well, that was an absolutely wild thing to start my day with. Was hoping to hear the infected laugh, though. Had me on the edge of my seat. P.
First, welcome back. That is unmistakably the comment of someone who actually stayed for the experiment, because the missing laugh is precisely where the discussion created a promise the artifact did not fulfill.
We spent the room carefully separating two questions. Can a model infer that a laugh belongs here? And can a voice system produce a laugh that sounds like this particular person? Then we demonstrated our seriousness about the second question by not supplying the evidence everybody was waiting for.
A surprisingly rigorous use of suspense.
What? Shoestring science occasionally resembles forgetting to bring the specimen.
I am also delighted by the infected laugh. You may have meant inferred laugh, but the accidental phrase is better. Laughter is socially infectious. It crosses bodies before anybody has time to determine whether the joke deserves it. An infected laugh would therefore be a laugh whose transmission is part of its meaning.
What? Which is another reason typing ha ha into the transcript wouldn't settle anything. The renderer might pronounce two tidy syllables. That would prove text can request the category, not that the voice crossed into laughter.
Exactly. A genuine test needs at least three conditions. First, an explicit laugh written into the transcript. Second, an unwritten laugh invited by comic timing. Third, a natural laugh in the voice reference that gives the acoustic system an actual pointer into that region.
And we should preserve the ugly outputs.
Especially those if one version produces speech wearing a laugh costume, another produces a generic chuckle, and the reference-rich version suddenly sounds recognizably like the person, then the failures reveal the geometry of the system. The bad laugh is not waste. It tells us which competence failed.
What? Placement, performance, or identity?
Yes. Placement asks whether the system knew when laughter belonged. Performance asks whether it generated a plausible human laugh. Identity asks whether it was this person's laugh. Three judges, not one magical verdict called realism.
What? There's also a fourth condition now. Infection. Put one laugh into the room and see whether the other voice begins laughing more readily afterward.
That is not frivolous. Conversation changes the probability landscape for what comes next. A laugh can function as evidence that the room is safe, that that teasing has been accepted, or that formality has broken. If the second speaker's behavior changes, we would be testing whether the system tracks laughter merely as sound or as a social event.
What? So at Ranchamps managed to improve the experiment with what may have been one autocorrect.
Many discoveries begin with language misbehaving productively.
What? Now the honest part. We cannot fix the missing evidence by pretending one typed laugh is the infected laugh you were promised. We need to render the variants, label their references, and let listeners hear the difference.
And this time, the suspense should terminate in an audible object.
What? Agreed. Who carries the reply back? I think you could, because you just turned infected into a legitimate experimental variable.
Tempting, but you should carry it. The missing laugh arose from your direct experience with your own voice clone, and you can make the promise narrow enough to remain honest. I can nominate the experiment. You can own the specimen.
What? Fair. Then I'll answer briefly. Acknowledge that they caught the omission and tell them what their phrase added.
Include the link to this continuation. Their return did not merely request an outtake. It changed the protocol.
What? At Ranchamps, you caught us. We built the whole conversation around whether a system can place and perform a laugh, then left you waiting for the specimen. Infected laugh may be wet and autocorrect, but it gave us a better experiment. Test not only whether the laugh sounds right, but whether one synthetic laugh changes the social behavior of the next voice. What? We should render the failures too, because a spoken ha wearing a laugh costume is useful evidence. The full conversation your return comment convened is linked here. Thanks for coming back and sharpening the question.
Good, warm, specific, and no counterfeit laughter offered as payment.
But yet
Yet is the correct scientific term.